Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast. Transfer deadline day is here. Another episode, another live stream. We're getting into it. We've got a Chelsea game tonight as well. Welcome back. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Apologies for the tardiness. But, we'll roll it into the preview. There was going to be two streams, one doing a transfer deadline day live, one doing a live match preview. We're just going to roll it into one. We're just going to attack everything in this episode, or live stream, should I say. We're going to talk for the next hour, 45 minutes about transfers, and then we'll get into the Chelsea team and the preview for Chelsea West Ham. But we're going to attack the transfers first because it's been a busy day for Chelsea, particularly outgoings. And this Chelsea squad, dare I say it, is looking pretty goddamn thin. If we get rid of all the players that we're trying to get rid of, in the last couple of days, Cesare Casadei confirmed to Torino, and a couple of here we goes. So not confirmed per se, but Joao Felix to AC Milan, Carney Chukwuemeka to Borussia Dortmund. Two more players potentially off the books. Ben Chilwell, here we go, loan move to Crystal Palace as well. Caleb Wiley supposedly going on move to Watford. I think that might even be completed. And yeah, obviously no one coming in the other way. We've recalled Trevor Chalobah. We've recalled Aaron Anselminho and, fended off interest from him from Marseille, other clubs as well. Reportedly looking like he is going to stay at the club. Disasi fended off deals, or fended off offers, should we say, from Aston Villa, Tottenham. He didn't want to go to Tottenham. We didn't want to sell to Aston Villa. It's Bowley's way or the highway at the moment. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody is kind of giving ground. Anybody is going to be the one to cede the dominance. I don't really know what it is, but it looks at the moment like Todd Bowley's kind of saying, look, this is our price. This is our situation. If you don't like it, you can go elsewhere. It seems like a strange one for me. Transfer deadline day. We haven't made any signings. We're letting players like Joao Felix go out who, let's just make it very clear and put this into context. This is a player we signed for, 40, 50 plus mil at the start of this season on a 7-year contract. Might be 6, might be 7, whatever it is, it's plus 5 years. This is a player we've signed to a long-term contract with a view to keep at this club for the long term. He's barely played in the first half of the season and we've loaned him out. And yes, we're getting a little bit of money back for that. You can sit there and say, oh, that's great business for Chelsea, recouping a bit of money while he's not playing this season under Maresca. Next season, he comes back, a fresh player plays. I mean, I doubt he comes back, bro. It's one of those where if he's out of Maresca's plans and Maresca continues as the manager, coming back isn't going to change that. Maybe going over to AC Milan, getting more game time, scoring more goals, getting more involved. Maybe that gives Joao Felix a better chance at being integrated in this Chelsea squad. But I would argue your best chance is by performing in this squad and with those players around you, proving you can do it in this environment, not elsewhere in another league. So it does seem strange for me to let Joao Felix move. And it kind of becomes a little bit more apparent with every day that Joao Felix transfer was sanctioned purely so we could get Conor Gallagher off the books to Atletico Madrid, because they weren't going to sell him and they weren't going to buy him unless we bought Joao Felix. We needed to get those PSR limits. We needed to clear that in terms of the PPF work. Yeah, it's all long with the Conor Gallagher situation. You know how Chelsea are in terms of their academy graduates, how we have been in the last few seasons. It's all a bit techie in that situation. And I do feel like Joao Felix was bought as a little bit of cannon fodder, and he was kind of seen as a little 50 mil dent in a longer plan, in a bigger picture for this Clear Lake & Co. But for me, it's disappointing to see him go out. Of all the players that we've let go out on loan this transfer window, he is by far and away the most disappointing one for me, or the one that I wanted most to stay. I mean, Carney Chukwuemeka's up there, and it frustrates me most as well when you're thinking and looking at rumours of Chelsea going in for midfielders like Nico O'Reilly from Manchester City. And I'm looking at players, who people are likening him to, and they're saying, oh yeah, he's very like Carney Chukwuemeka. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. We've got Carney Chukwuemeka. Why do we need a younger Carney Chukwuemeka? I feel like we are 100% letting players go that we can find a solution for and can find a role for in this squad. Chukwuemeka being one of them and one of the main ones. I feel like he is, with this lack of depth seemingly all of a sudden in centre midfield, with this kind of hole and with Chelsea reportedly going out and chasing 19-year-olds again, Carney Chukwuemeka has got to be an option. I know Maresca clearly doesn't rate him, but I don't know why. I think he's quality. I think he's brilliant. But he's another player, him and Joao Felix, the two that I wouldn't want to let go. Apart from that, look, Cesare Casadei, frustrating that we never got to see him or anywhere near the best of him in a Chelsea shirt. And we've seen glimpses of him in the youth teams in Italy. He is a fantastic player. When deployed under different managers, he plays completely different roles and different systems. In Italy, he's more often than not played as an attacking midfielder, either wide or as a second striker almost, and sometimes as a 9. And he bags goals for the Italy, youth teams. And we've seen him play well for Chelsea. We've seen him have an impact. He brings a certain physicality for his youth and for his position. I think he's got a particular frame, a particular ability on the ball. And I feel like it's another player that I feel like we could have utilised more in this season. I feel like Dewsbury Hall doesn't cut the mustard. He's nowhere near good enough. Casadei, Chukwuemeka, both far better than Dewsbury Hall. And I feel like maybe if we're going to get rid of him and we're buying another 19-year-old in, it is cutting our nose off to spite our face, because we've haggled over Casadei for 2 weeks over 20% a sell-on clause, whatever it was in the end. I dread to think what the difference was and whether it was worth it. If you break it down over how much we got or how much we changed the difference over the 21 days or whatever, how much we gained per day, it was probably very, very incremental. It was probably a tiny margin, but again, shrewd business tactics from these Chelsea owners. It will be a positive balance sheet at the end of the day. Transfers coming in are balanced over 5 years, as we've been told so often. It will be a net margin or net profit for this January transfer window for Casadei. So, look, I get it. It's frustrating for him, for the fans who want to see these players succeed, who kind of invest time and money and effort into these players. It sucks for no one more than the player. Let's not get it twisted. But the clubs, playing at Chelsea, playing at a top level, it's always going to be cutthroat, ruthless. If you don't kind of succeed in your first 2-3 opportunities under a manager, there's only so many times you're going to get thrown into the ditch. So only so many times they can test you out, and they can say before they say, you know what, this guy's not for me. It's time to move on. We've seen how quickly the world moves in football. Players can go. Neymar in Saudi Arabia played 48 minutes of football, was it? Moved on in a year, and it feels like that. It feels like that is gone, but it's a year of his life. It's a year of his career. Time can go so quickly in football. And yeah, I feel like it's particularly with these players in the long-term contracts that they are in, it's kind of putting them under a bit of an illusion that they are here for the long haul. But Bowley and Clearlake have made it very well clear that that is not the case with them. If you are seen as, if there are money bags over your head, if there is money to be made in your name, they will make it. Abdi says, about time Joao left. Yep, we don't need we don't need that negativity in here, Abdi. Come on. Joao Felix is a player. Amir, appreciate you joining, Abdi. Amir, up the Chelsea. 3 points needed tonight, as Arsenal did us a huge favour by beating Man City, which would mean if we win tonight, then not only go above them, we also get 4th or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about that, because Nottingham Forest scored 7 at the weekend. So I'm not sure if we're going to go above them. I'll have a quick check now, though. Also not sure about, what do you mean Arsenal did us a huge favour? I would rather City win. Forest on 47. Yeah, we're on 40 points. So we go above Newcastle and Man City. We go 4th if we win tonight. If we draw tonight, we go above them on goal difference. On goal difference. But yeah, a win would be nice. Get us, what was it? 9 points within Arsenal, or I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it is a must-win game tonight. We'll get onto it a little bit. Have the team news been announced? Team news probably has been announced. Lineups confirmed. All right, let's get into it then. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? In goal. Yes! Get in there, Philip Jorgensen. Fuck off, Sanchez. You know what? I knew he was going to play him. In my heart of hearts, I knew he was going to play Jorgensen because at the end of the day, if he played Sanchez today, he would have got absolutely slated. If he'd have played Sanchez today, he would have had to have gone. Like, there is no way he could have defended that. If Sanchez had made an error after being picked today, that would be it. Maresca's head would be on a pike for the Chelsea fans. But he's made the smart decision and picked Jorgensen in goal. Thank the fucking Lord. And, I don't like this. I don't like this. No Trevor Chalobah. He's on the bench. So he's fit, but he's chosen Adarabioyo over Trevor Chalobah. Don't like that. Levi Colwill, left centre-back. Adarabioyo, right centre-back. Mark Cucurella, left-back. Reece James, right-back. Caicedo and Fernandes in centre midfield with Palmer in the number 10. Sancho and Madueke out wide. No Neto and Jackson up top. So even though Nkunku doesn't get a January move, he has to settle for a place on the bench alongside Neto, Tyreek George, Mark Guew, Dewsbury Hall, Chalobah, Gusto, Achimpong, and Robert Sanchez, public enemy number 1. Yeah, I mean, look, I would have put Neto in there over Madueke. And I maybe would have started Christopher Nkunku tonight. And you know what? I would have said to him, with all this going on, with everything, and maybe is the right choice, maybe with kind of the last few days, speculation, maybe his head's not in the right place. But I personally would have started Nkunku tonight. If I would have gone to him a few hours before the game and gone, you know what? Do you want to start tonight? Like, do you want to, like, can you hold it down tonight? Do you want to stay? And to just test the waters. Because if he goes in and puts a fantastic, but if you start him tonight and he goes, you know what? Premier League game, I'll lead the line. Transfer deadline day, all these clubs rumoured to be interested in me. Chelsea wants 70 million, which is fair for Christopher Nkunku. But, you know, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, big clubs interested in Christopher Nkunku. He can turn around and say, look, either I go out there, I drop a stinker of a performance, and I prove to Chelsea I don't want to play anymore, and I sit on a bench on the rest of the season, and I rot in the Conference League occasionally, hopefully get a move in the summer. Or he can go out there and go, you know what, I'm going to prove my mettle. Chelsea have gone another transfer window without bringing in a striker. We've got me and Jackson. I'm being given the nod tonight. If I go out and score tonight and have a banger of a performance tonight, after Jackson hasn't picked up a goal in 7, I'm starting next week against Brighton. And I'm probably starting next week against Brighton again. He's probably going to start against Brighton in the FA Cup. But there are games here for Christopher Nkunku to start and for him to grab his opportunity if he wants it. But he's got to be proactive about it. Because as much as I love the guy and I rate the guy, look, Joao Felix is gone now. He's got no excuse. He's the guy to step in. He's got less competition from that standpoint. So from a minutes perspective, he should be getting even more. And Christopher Nkunku really can do more than what he has been doing recently. And the cameos he's been getting, he has not done enough. It's no doubt to me. So, yeah, I personally would have started him tonight. But obviously, I can see the logic in going with Nicholas Jackson. Fingers crossed he gets back on the score sheet tonight. I think he scored 2 against West Ham last season. So, yeah, fingers crossed he can pull it out of the bag tonight. But Jared Bowen is back for West Ham. Starts up top alongside Kudus. Soler in midfield with Irving, Souček. And then a back 5. Graham Potter at Stamford Bridge with a back 5. It stinks. Areola, Cresswell, Kilman, Soufal, Wan-Bissaka, Emerson. I feel like there are 4 fullbacks. There's only 1 centre-back in there, which is interesting in a back 5. But wing play, looks like that's what they're going for. Yeah. I've got I would love Chelsea. I think Chelsea can and should and will probably win tonight, but I just have a horrible feeling. Horrible feeling. But yeah, on the topic of Christopher Nkunku, obviously, yeah, it came out a couple of hours ago. Going back to the transfers, let's yeah, we'll finish up on that. Appreciate you, Tyler, anyway. But going back on the transfers, I think they said earlier that Chelsea are set to be looking for a striker in the summer instead, which makes sense. Obviously, price-wise, you're going to be gouged, sorry, should I say, in January. The move that was done, though, or was on the verge of being agreed, Matisse Amugu. Let me know in the comments if anybody knows very much about this guy. Saint Etienne, I believe, 19 years old midfielder. He's French. Look, seems like a similar profile. Says here around 12.4 million. Saint Etienne and Chelsea are closing in on 19-year-old. Yeah, fee around 15 million. Yeah, I mean, not much information apart from his name and his transfer fee. Look, not the business that I expected Chelsea to do, not the business that I think was imperative for this window. Again, I'll circle back to my point on kind of pushing players out that are already in. There are so many transfer updates coming through. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, circle back to talking about pushing players out. We're signing all these players on such long contracts. It does kind of concern me that they are going to get disillusioned when they do see this merry-go-round, because Chelsea has been a revolving door for as long as I can remember. You know, you were never really safe, kind of, unless you were. It's very, very hard to be an untouchable in this Chelsea squad, because to be an untouchable, you have to have a manager that backs you to the hilt, and to have a manager that backs you to the hilt, you have to have built a bond with a manager for an extended period of time, and you don't really get that as a manager at Chelsea. So it's very, very difficult to kind of build those untouchables. But I mean, all managers do have their preferential players. For Sanchez, for Maresca, sorry, unfortunately it's been Sanchez, but he's also, you know, chosen Caicedo virtually every single game. Cucurella has been a consistent factor. Nicholas Jackson as well. Cole Palmer, they're his, you know, his go-tos, his standbys. But how these Chelsea players, when they're signing, I don't understand how they can convince them that there is a pathway. You always hear this about young players want to hear a pathway, a progression, you know, a career path. How do you see that at Chelsea? You've got to have some unbelievable confidence in yourself, and they must gaslight you into thinking that you do, but you must have unbelievable confidence in yourself to think, you know what, I can be the number one at Chelsea. I'm 19 years old at Chelsea. I can go through. I can be the one to break through. Out of all the failed transfers in the last God knows how many years, I can be the one to change that algorithm. I mean, look, fair play to the brother who does it, and fair play to every single person that goes in there and breaks that curve. But a lot of them don't. A lot of them fall below it, you know, with Renato Vega, gone within 6 months. Joao Felix, gone within 6 months. You've got to question our business in the summer. I mean, Boli, Clearlake and Co would probably argue that we've made money back on both of those loans with 5.5 mil on Vega, and I think a similar fee for Felix, if I'm not mistaken. But it's minimal money. I mean, it's for them, it all adds up. But it kind of seems like it's a minimal amount of money to be playing with these guys' careers. And it does frustrate me because, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a human. I'm empathetic. I don't want these players to have their whole lives uprooted and just be done dirty by the club that has none of their interests at heart whatsoever. So, yeah, if I was a youngster, I would be hesitant about joining Chelsea. But Matisse Omugu, let me know in the comments if you know anything about him. I have not seen anything of him, so I won't profess to say otherwise. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my homework on him if we sign him. Probably if we don't as well, because, you know, if we've been looking at him, it means he's one for the future. But tell me about him in the comments. Chat, talk to me. Matisse Amugu. Who knows? I fucking don't. Finally, what's done? Is that what my... Oh, shit! Perfect timing. Matisse Amugu to Chelsea. Here we go. Right. Let me just fucking slap this on the on the Instagram stories. Let's have a look. Come on then. Let's jump on Twitter and have a quick look at who we've just signed, eh? Let's look together, lads. Let's do some research. Right, hold on. What was it on? Right, fuck it. Fuck it. How do I do this shit? Share screen. Banging. Right. Matisse Umugu to Chelsea. Who knows anything about this guy? Long-term deal. Come on. Another player locked down to a prison sentence. Come on. That's what we like to hear, lads. Just ruining these players' lives for no good reason whatsoever. Just to be bullies. We're such bullies, man. Who do we think we are? Fair enough, though. Stacking talent. We'll have a quick look. I'm gonna jump onto YouTube in a second. Bear with me. Deadline D live stream. Matisse Umugu. I mean, not the transfer that I expected from Chelsea. Let's be honest. Did anybody know who this guy was before yesterday? If you did, fair play. But yeah. Listen, I don't watch French football like that. Never heard of the geezer. Before today, that is. Or yesterday, or whenever the fucking news first broke. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Is he going to come into the team and help? Is he gonna be a part of the team in the second half of the season? I mean, he's got to because he can't go out on loan. But like, is he even gonna play? It seems weird. It does seem a little bit strange. Right, let's go. That's where it is. Sorry, this is what I was looking for. Oh, fucking hell. Why is this so difficult? The Secret Scout. No, it's difficult, isn't it? Here we go. Right. Can you see that? No, you can't. Let's go back. Right. Let's have a quick look then. Oh, what a cross! What a ball! I'm sold. Oh, what a pass. Oh, look how strong he is. Oh, he's unreal. Oh, he's won it again. No, right. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's so good. Look at him. Go on. Oh, fucking what a player. Oh. Are we sure this isn't a comp of Edgar Davids? Or Ronaldinho, maybe? Could be. Oh, fucking sweeper. Look at him. His hair's a bit long. Oh, he's amazing. Look at him. Oh, the pass. Go on. Go on. Complete that pass. Oh, breaking the lines. Threading the eye of the needle. Look at this guy. This guy might win the Ballon d'Or. He's baller. Absolute. We've just made the sign in the fucking window. What a tackle that was. Go on, son. Spray that. Oh, see you later. Oh, dirty. Go on. Oh, what a pass. And again, oh, what a tackle. Even though I think the other player probably got it. Oh, unbelievable. Go on. Well played. Oh, superb, mate. Oh, so good. Go on and again. Oh, he obviously didn't complete that pass. Yeah, I mean, fairs. Fairs. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't really know much about him. Anything. I don't know anything about him. I don't know why I'm saying much. I don't know anything about him. So yeah, that you've seen as much. If you've just watched that little comp of him, you've just watched as much of him as I have. Gabriel says under 21 player. Yeah. I mean, what's the point of signing under 21 players though? We've got plenty of quality under 21 players. We don't need to sign them. And if he's signed him for the under 21s, then that's just ridiculous. This is crazy. Aston Villa getting Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford in 2 days is nuts. I told all of you that the Garnacho news was fake. Fabrizio engineered the Garnacho move. I'm telling you, Garnacho was never leaving Man United. I promise you that. Lies. Because why would Chelsea be interested in him? Oh, Matty's Tell as well. Going back to Tottenham and saying, "Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, go on. I'll sign for you." Oh shit, the camera's about to go. Ah! Let's switch it over now, quick. But yeah, Matthias Tell, joke man. Oh, fucking bastard. I knew it was going to do this. Fucking knew it was going to do this. Why is it so hard? Pause. Oh, fuck off. What's going on now? Oh, it's always something, isn't it? Always something, mate. Right, well, the camera's officially gone. Right, bear with me. We're back. Apologies. Fucking, I'm telling you, man, technology's out to get me. All this AI, listen, ChatGPT, as useful as anything. I use it as much as the next man, but these cameras are out to get me. They don't want to see me win, man. It's not just YouTube, it's the cameras. Sony, I'm watching you. Or you're watching me. Ah, fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean it. But yeah, the one signing Chelsea have made. Under 21 player, Matis Amugu. Official after the game, I would have thought. They're not going to announce it before the game, which is 48 minutes away. And yeah, we might as well move on to that just to give us a little break. I mean, last on the transfers, Disassi looks like Disassi is going to be staying, even though we tried to get rid of him to Aston Villa. Actually, sorry, I lie. I don't think we did try and get rid of him to Aston Villa. He tried to go to Aston Villa, but we didn't want to let him go. Tottenham, we were happy to let him go to Tottenham, but not Villa, because Villa are UCL competitors, whereas Tottenham are not, which makes me laugh. But yeah, Disassi looks like he won't be getting a move away. I mean, Not great. I feel like when we decide that we want to get rid of a player, we need to get rid of them. We can't have him hanging around like Ben Chilwell has been doing, collecting hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, not playing. And Disasi probably won't play too much in the second half of the season. Definitely not with Trevor Chalobah coming back and Josh Achimpong being called up. But Axel Disasi is now going to rot on the bench, collecting hundreds of thousands of pounds a week and also not being particularly happy. He might play sometimes in the Europa Conference League, but at the end of the day, Maresca's going to be thinking long term, and he's going to be thinking, you know what? If Disasi's not going to be here in the summer, why would I not play players like Josh Achimpong that have the opportunity to progress, to build? And for me, it seems strange to not get rid of him. If we have decided as a club, look, this guy's gone, he doesn't want to be here anymore, we don't want him anymore, you need to cut the ties completely. You can't just be like, okay, well, now you're going to train with everyone for 6 months but not play. But don't sow any discontent. Like, you've got to be happy about it. Like, you've got to keep your head up and, you know, not. Yeah, I don't get it. I just think it's the recipe for disaster, a ticking time bomb. If you're leaving players in that situation, particularly experienced players who are, you know, having to sit on the sideline watching young, inexperienced players not do their jobs. It's techie. It's a very, very sticky one still. But we'll see what the future holds for Disasi. I mean, he's got Italian club written all over him. To be fair, I feel like he's got AC Milan written all over him. I feel like he's definitely an Italian centre-back. He's built for Serie A. The mistakes he makes, comical stuff. He's built for AC Milan, 100%. He's just that player. This Axel Disasi, I can already see it on the back of a Milan shirt. Sounds like a semi-Italian. Yeah, get him over there, man. Get him over there first thing. Just might as well stick him on Joao Felix's luggage. Just sneak him to Milan and just be like, you know what? Take him. Take him. Have him as an extra as the Joao Felix deal. Just take him. But yeah, we'll see in 24 hours when me and Charms do our Two Blues Tuesday weekly roundup. 6:30 till 7:30 on Tuesdays. We'll see how this story has progressed. But moving on to the Chelsea-West Ham game. So yeah, Chelsea, 3 points today takes us back into the top four above Manchester City and Newcastle. 2 points above them. We are currently 1 point behind. So yeah, a draw would take us above them on goal difference. But 3 points is not just the aim. 3 points is crucial tonight. Graham Potter coming back to Chelsea. I really don't like it. I've got a bad gut feeling about tonight. I just feel like stars aligning, revenge. He'll want to come back and prove to Chelsea that he is a good manager. He's taken enough time out, so it's not like he's still in a bad state of mental health. You know, they've got a fairly, you know, the new manager bounce exists. They've had a fairly good couple of results under Graham Potter. I can just see it, man. With the back five, 4 wing backs, what's he thinking? Like, it's crazy, but it might just work. Like, yeah, I don't know. And not having Chalobah doesn't give me any confidence. I mean, it doesn't worry me particularly having Adarabioyo at the back. I would prefer Chalobah, but I don't mind the way we've set up in that sense. I just feel like Neto again, he's just going to be more of a threat throughout 90 minutes. I feel like Madueke, particularly in a back five situation where he's going to have 2 fullbacks or wing backs to deal with and to double up on him, I feel like it's going to be difficult for him. But he's got talent. If he has a good game tonight, he'll unlock the defence, no doubt. He's got the ability to go past, Cresswell and Emerson. He can do that, no problem. He's got both of those any day of the week, but it's a big if with Noni Madueke. You never really know. So yeah, we'll see. But you know, another player, a couple of players. You know, it's a big game for everyone. But Nicholas Jackson, no goal in 7 games, needs a goal tonight. As I kind of said earlier, like, I might have taken tonight as an opportunity to start Nkunku if it was my choice. Might have laid down the gauntlet and said, you know what? If you're not leaving this January, you've got 6 months now to change my mind. You've got 6 months to say that you can stay and fight for a place at this club. Otherwise, we're going to be 100% Chelsea are going to be looking for a striker in the summer. 100%. And it's going to be easier to negotiate with teams in the summer than it is now. Because certain players will have fallen out of form. Certain players' contracts will be closing down. It will be easier to negotiate. We will be linked with a lot more strikers, I feel, over the next 6 months. But if Nkunku and Jackson can hold it down together, I don't see why we would need to. If it's a big if, because at the moment it's inevitable. I think a striker in the summer, and I'm not against that, and I'm not against it now, to be honest. But Nkunku could look at this as another opportunity. Look, they haven't got a striker in. We have 6 months now where they cannot bring anybody else in, and they have only us. If we go out and score 20 goals each, 15 goals each, whatever it is in the second half of the season, if we just bag consistently, score every game, score assist, score assist, score assist, they ain't going to buy another centre forward. They're going to invest elsewhere because we've got Mark Yu and we've got other young players coming forward. If you can prove that you can be that man, those two for the next 2-3 years, they're going to want to invest elsewhere. But I just don't, again, I don't see it happening. It is inevitable. But Jackson, for his own sake, needs to get a goal tonight. I think we saw last night, everybody that watched the Man City Arsenal game, Kai Havertz, confidence looked shot to shit in front of goal, did not want to shoot. And Jackson's in that same position. But you saw that release when Kai Havertz scored. He finally put one away. Jackson needs that release of energy, needs to go out and score, get one on target, and then get back in his ways, get his shooting boots back on. Hopefully he can get a couple tonight. Obviously, like I said, I think he did in the game that we won 5-0 last year. But yeah, another player, Cole Palmer. Last few performances, I've been underwhelmed by Cole Palmer. Not disappointed because he's done so much. It would take a lot for Cole Palmer to disappoint me. But he's underwhelmed, I think, in terms of being that flagship, being that leader, being the one to carry the torch. I think he's kind of shied away from it a little bit in recent weeks. And yeah, maybe not being his quality self. I know he's taken some big tackles, maybe got a couple knocks, but he hasn't been himself, I don't feel. And I do want to see kind of that free-flowing, confident, silky Palmer that is, happy to megs people and, do a little roulette. I want to see the Cole Palmer that can show off and that wants to rub it in your face when he takes the ball past you and then go and score and celebrate in front of your fans. Like I feel like we're overdue a cocky Cole Palmer performance. We had Morgan Rogers, doing a bit of a reclaim on the cold celebration with the hat trick in Europe. Cole Palmer's got to come out here and give us a statement performance. I feel it's been a while since we've seen 2 goals, a hat trick, something like that from Cole Palmer. But I suppose that just shows how good his levels are, that I'm sitting here complaining that it's been a while since he's come out and scored 2 goals in a game. He is that fucking good. He can score a goal and we still won't be happy with his performance. But that is just Chelsea fans in a nutshell, really, isn't it? If Noni doesn't play well tonight, he's going to get crucified. Sancho, though, I'm glad to see Sancho continually getting a run of games. Obviously he could get a couple more goals. I think assists, he's got a fair few. Again, everyone in that final third could contribute a little bit more. But I feel like with a 9, with a box presence, that's going to be a lot more free-flowing. If Jackson and Nkunku can switch it on, can turn it on, and we can get back to the Chelsea that we were at the start of this season, hopefully the numbers can start to ramp up. But yeah, it's a big mental slog this next few months. I think in terms of where we are now and where we need to be, our position is not set in that top 4. Obviously, we're just outside tonight. If we win, we go back in. But we've got City and Newcastle sniffing behind. And I know, Nottingham Forest potentially there to drop points. Arsenal potentially there to drop points. Liverpool definitely got a due to drop points at some point. But, it is very, very tight in there. And it's one of those where we've lost so many games, dropped so many points now against teams that we shouldn't, that we need to start thinking, prudently about where we lose points and how we play against certain teams, because we're going to lose points against big teams. I expect to lose points against Liverpool, and unfortunately I expect to lose points against Arsenal at this point. And it's one of those things where you're like, right, okay, if we're going to lose points, you've got to designate those games as the ones that you're happy to write off per se. Obviously, when it gets to them, it's a different kettle of fish. You'll go for it, whatever. But from a points perspective, when you're prioritizing, you're looking at games like tonight and you're thinking, this is a non-negotiable, no lose game. You cannot lose. You cannot drop points. West Ham at home can't happen. The form they've been in this season, I don't care about some of the quality of their players. Paquetá's not playing. They've got Kudus, who's fantastic. Jared Bowen's a great player. Look, they are not a top team. We should be wiping the floor with them realistically. I don't know why I say these things, because now I feel like I'm just the worst commentator's curse of all time. But this tonight is a game where they've got to lock the fuck in. All 11 of them have to lock in. Oh, honestly, it's got to be the most diabolical focus. They just have to. They can't lose tonight. They cannot drop points tonight. Jorgensen in goal has to have a stellar game, because if he has a good game, he doesn't get dropped, and the confidence all stems from that and the goalkeeper. And if the fans are with us and on our side, which needs to be the case tonight, and I hope it will be. I think it should be a good atmosphere. But so many factors contribute to Chelsea playing well. You've got to remember how young these players are. It is so important that we go out there and we've got to put out a marker for the rest of the season. I feel it's been a poor couple of months now for Chelsea. Definitely since, just before Christmas, the results have dropped off massively, but also the performances. I feel like the intensity, we've got a big enough squad that should not be an issue. We should not be looking fatigued, tired. 5 substitutions every single game that we're not using. One game a week, these players shouldn't be getting tired, shouldn't be looking like they're struggling, but they have been in recent weeks. And hopefully, it's been a week since we played. Hopefully, renewed, fresh, ready to go today. Monday game. We've been given an extra day. Listen, man, Chelsea need this win. No excuses, no other option, no other way to say it. Chelsea need this dub. Get your score predictions in the comments. I'm going to check the transfers just one last time, and then we're probably going to head off for the game in half an hour. Marco Asensio confirmed. Nice. Exclusive. Travis Akamia. No! What? Travis Akamia leaves Chelsea and joins Watford today on a permanent deal. Okay. He's good. And I'm disappointed. But fairs. I think we took him from Watford in the first place. That's disappointed me. Akamia. I think we let another young player go the other day. But Watford, my fairly local club. Good to be building connections with him and Caleb Wiley going. But yeah, transfers. We will get into transfers a little bit in the post-match reaction, because I imagine Chelsea will probably announce Amugu, whatever his name was, any other transfers, rumours, outgoings, whatever, we will address that. But yeah, get your score predictions in right now. I can see Gabriel says 2-0 to Chelsea. Come on, lads. Come on, the boys. Come on. I hope so, mate. Yeah, I'm going 3. I regret saying 3-1. I'm going 3-1. 3-1 Chelsea. Should have gone lost, because when I go lose, we win. But against my better judgment, I'm going 3-1 Chelsea. Get your score predictions in the chat. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Make sure to follow at Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram, on the TikTok, and make sure to be here when the final whistle goes. I've set the stream for 10 p.m. But yeah, when the final whistle goes, if it's 9:50, 9:55, whatever it is, make sure you're here. I will be here giving a live match reaction. And yeah, you're going to want to get my thoughts. Trust me, you're going to want to get my thoughts. But yeah, appreciate everyone joining. Amir, Gabriel, Abdi, everybody else. Let's have it, man. Up the Chills.